want to kind of share with you guys today. I just recently made a post. It was a reel, so go watch it. It's Marcus and I, and we're walking, but it talks about the hard stuff that kind of comes about. And I had a really big conversation with Carrington yesterday, and I actually wrote it all on my phone just so that I could always have it, because I promise you guys that, and I told her this from the bottom of my heart, I believe she's the world changer, and I'm just paving the way for her. I can see it. She has the light, but she's being bullied. Been there, right? And so I had this big conversation with her. But basically, before every single conference that we have put on, everything from the 1 day to the 3 day to the first one in Denver, something has happened that has been very hard and has made us never question, because I do, honest to God, feel like embracing your ambition is the reason I am on this planet. It is the reason that God put me here. But wonder, like, what am I doing wrong? What, and kind of get in your head. So before, listen, every single conference, there's been a financial strain. I'm just upfront with you guys. It is a lot of money to hold a conference, a lot. And it is a lot of time. I feel like the next, we have our Denver, June 16th through the 18th, huge event, biggest one we've done. And I basically told my family, like, y'all aren't going to see me till June 19th. I told the ladies on AFD, y'all aren't going to see me till June 19th, but here I am. I told Nidra, my accountant, she's like, you look so tired. I was like, yeah, I have a migraine. She said, you need to rest, but I'd be lying if I, told you need to rest, because I understand Denver's coming up. I said, I'm not going to sleep till June 19th. Then it is what it is. This is life. But it's always been a financial struggle, always. But before Dallas, my Kennedy, my 5-year-old, got really, really sick. I almost didn't get on the flight to come down to Dallas. I got in my head about being on a TV show. For those that don't know, I got to be on a really cool talk show before the Dallas event, the day before. And I was super in my head, and I thought, I can't do this. And I went right back to the girl in high school that felt inferior, that felt like she wasn't enough. And so it was hard to get on the plane. When we were in Oklahoma City 2 weeks ago, I got up in the morning, and no joke, I was telling Brian, like, this has been the easiest one yet. Like, this is awesome. We ended up getting in early. We got to decorate. Everything was done. Everything was set up. And I'm thinking, like, I get up in the morning, I can just beautify myself, make sure my speech is good, and kind of prepare and take my time. And I'm telling Brian, like, easiest event yet. This is awesome. And then he's like, I'm going to go get a coffee and a medicine ball. We have medicine balls before we go on stage, Marcus and I, from Starbucks. Cool. He goes downstairs, and our freaking truck was broken into. The window was completely busted out, along with other cars. We were in a good part of the city. It literally made no sense. But he comes upstairs and says, I have to call the police. The car was broken into. And my first thought was like, there he is. There's Satan. Y'all, I, honest to God, would be nervous if the enemy didn't attack me. Because let me tell you something. This is what I told Carrington last night. When the enemy sees you shining, when the enemy sees you step into your purpose, or trying to step into your purpose, trying to become what you were made to be, he will send his special forces at you. He is scared, right? So he will send his special forces at you. He knows exactly how to attack me in my mind, financially, with my babies, throwing something at us, like our car being broken into right before I had to be on a stage, right? Like calling Marcus, I'm like, you're going to have to come get me. I can't ride with no window and there's glass everywhere. We're waiting on the police, right? All these things. The enemy's not stupid. I feel like that is absolutely something that we cannot forget. The enemy knows how to attack you. Hi, Oakley. I was like in tears yesterday because she was so big on the live. And then I had to go teach people. I'm like, I'm crying about baby Oakley and I have to go teach people. So even that, I was about to go teach people, and like the enemy knows how badly I want to be around my niece. So I was crying. Anyway, he's not dumb. He knows exactly how to get to you. He knows exactly what is going to make you wonder and question things. He is going to do whatever he needs to do to stop you from stepping into your light. So here's what I have to say, okay? Is that when those things start coming at you, when things start falling apart, I feel like everything is falling apart for me right now. Not in a bad way, just like a lot of things are changing, and that's hard. And so when things are tough, you're about to level up. When things get hard, it is because the enemy is trying to stop you. You are so close. And this is when so many people stop. This is when so many people quit, when so many people give up, because it gets hard. Before Ashley Faye Designs, I will tell you guys, I was a quitter. I had the side business, right? Bows to Toes in Clarksville, Tennessee. I did a lot of cheer bows and shirts for a ton of the gyms in the surrounding area. And it was pretty successful. It's pretty successful on Etsy. We were always on the first page of Etsy. It's a big deal. But I'm telling you that when it got hard, I just gave up. I didn't want to push through. Part of the reason was I didn't truly love that. I'll be honest with you. I've never truly loved making things and being in that product, area where I'm making the product. But my hands are crafty, so I know how to use them. Anyway, when it got hard, I would bail, but now I can see from all the past difficult times that after every single difficult time, I've leveled up. I've become more. So often we think the difficult times are Satan, and often they are. Look, God did not break into my car, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes they're not. That's just the truth. Sometimes it's not Satan. Sometimes it is God, and he's trying to test you, and he is trying to form you, because that is how we are made. Like, don't miss the part where your story becomes relevant, because if there is no struggle, there is no story. There is no overcome to share with other people. And so when you're in those struggles, keep in mind, you're about to level up. And whether it's Satan bringing them at you, or it's our Lord and Savior bringing them at you, they are coming at you for a reason, and God will use everything together for good. As hard as it is, and listen, things are hard. I've not had this super easy breezy life, right? Things get hard. I lost my mama. But God will use every hard thing for good. God will use every difficult thing, every struggle, every trial to make you into who he needs you to be, to give you some kind of story out of that. But you have to keep going to get the story. You can't stop when it gets hard. You have to keep on trucking, right? Or there will be no story. I like to share this story, and I'm going to share it with you guys because I haven't for a long time. There's a climb out here, and it's called the Crags. Favorite climb. We're going to have to do it. Well, we are doing it this summer right after the Denver conference. But hard as hell, y'all. It's so hard. And I'm not looking forward to climbing this summer. We're going climbing on Saturday because it's supposed to be 80 degrees. And I'm freaking out because Lord knows this girl is not in the kind of shape that she can just climb up a mountain, okay? This is going to be hard as all get out. But we ain't doing the Crags yet. We got to work up to that. So there's a climb. It's called the Crags. Can't wait till we have a retreat out here. It's one of the places I'm going to take the entire retreat because I know that it's doable, even though it's very difficult. Anyway, we go out to this climb and we start it, and it is an uphill. It is an incline at first, but we have a lot of energy and it's shaded. There's a lot of trees. We have a lot of energy and it's shaded. And we get a little tired. I'm not going to lie to you. You're going up pretty quick. It's like this at the beginning where it zigzags because you're going up pretty quick. And then you get to a valley. There's no shade, but it's literally no incline. So we're like skipping through the valley. We're laughing. We're having a good time. My kids are running around in the valley. Easy breezy, lemon squeezy, like this is this hike I can do, So after the valley, we hit another incline. Again, it's pretty, up. It's pretty up. But we're in the trees, we're in the shade. And Kinsey's Joe, she starts getting tired. She's like, man, is this worth it? And we get to this one spot and we look out and it is beautiful, beautiful. And I remember turning around to Brian. I'm like, did we make it? Like, is this the top? Because it was stunning and we were high. Marcus, Facebook loves me, and that's what they do. I also went live via Zoom, and Facebook likes to block Zoom, y'all. So the only way people are going to see this is if you share it and you comment. Please comment. Just comment. Show me some love. And I look out. It's beautiful. I'm thinking like maybe we've reached the top, even though there's like a path to the left of us. Okay. I'm looking out on this beautiful scenery. There's a path to the left of us, but it looks sketchy as hell. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that can't be a path. Nah. And also there's no shade and it looks like all rocks, but we see people coming down it. And I look at them and I said, because my kid's tired. Kinsey Joe is worn the heck out. She is ready to go. She has gotten to the point where she's crying because her feet hurt. Such a mean mom, right? Kennedy's being carried on Brian's back. So nobody's got KJ. She's old enough, y'all. Anyway, so I said, hey, is that the top? Yes, of course it is. Because I'm looking at this trail that's not even really a trail. Okay, it's a bunch of rocks and boulders. Yes, that's the top. And I said, is it worth it? They said, oh yeah. Oh yes. And I'm looking at this view and I'm thinking, how does it get better than this? This is beautiful. I've reached my top. I am here. I have made it. Oh yes, they say. And we're like, how far is it? And they're like, oh, it's quarter mile, maybe half, whatever. I don't even remember. I think they said a quarter mile. So I look at Brian and I look at KJ and KJ's like, no, let's go back. Like, I'm ready to go downhill. I'm done. We also had a big barbecue planned that night at this really cool place at the ranch. And so we're like looking at time, but I look over at Carrington and she's like, I want to see the top. And I was like, yeah, I want to see the top. Like, we're so close. Let's go. And so when I tell you guys that we were climbing freaking boulders, we were climbing freaking boulders to get to the top of this. And it was like this. There were 0 trees, 0 shade, because we had hit the point, that trees don't exist. Like there's a point on the mountain that like trees can't live. You're too high. And so we're climbing these boulders and we get to the top. And I will never forget the view from the top. To this date, and I have hiked a lot in Colorado. We go a lot of places. One of my favorite places is Ouray, which has nothing to do with this, but oh my gosh, if y'all ever get the chance to go to Ouray, y'all, like people know Estes Park, people know Breckenridge, people know Vail and Aspen. Ouray though, if you are an outside person, that is the most beautiful place on this planet. It's right by Telluride. They call it Little Switzerland for a reason. Anyway, this view was just remarkable. I mean, it was 360 degrees, just looking out, just insane, right? I look over Carrie, she's crying, happy tears. KJ's crying, happy tears. Everybody's like emotional because we did it. We did it. We climbed the boulders and we got there. So, and the view was unlike anything. Part of the reason was it was just a stunning view. The other part of the reason is that we didn't quit. We wanted to quit. We wanted to go back down. We wanted to go back down so bad. I had so much sweat on my back, y'all. It was so gross. And so we wanted to quit, but we didn't. We climbed the dang boulders. So here's I'm like walking down, and here's the kind of like moment that I have walking down, and I look at Brian, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is a story. This is something I can tell people because I can relate it so much to life and business. Business is never a straight line to the top. Life is never a straight line to the top. That's not how it works. If you remember in the story, it was incline, valley, little dip, incline, right? This is life. This is business. And then once you get so close to that level up, once you get so close to that breakthrough moment, the boulders arrive. The boulders are thrown at you. The boulders. So what I have to tell you is embrace the boulders. Because now when I hit the boulders, you know what that means? It means my breakthrough is a quarter mile away. It means my breakthrough is right there. I'm right there. And is it going to be hard as hell? Yes. Are you going to cry? Yeah. If you're like me, you're going to cry. Are you going to sweat? Are you going to want to stop? Are you going to want to turn around? Yes, and yes, and yes. Abso-freaking-lutely. Every step is hurt. Every step is pain, but it is right there. So I'm telling you, embrace the boulders, because when you reach those boulders, you're this close. If someone told you you had a quarter of a mile until your breakthrough, you'd keep going, right? I'm telling you, you do. If you're in the boulders right now, embrace them. Embrace the boulders. Embrace the shadows. Know that your breakthrough is a quarter mile away. You cannot stop. You cannot turn around no matter how hard it gets. You can't, because you're right there. And someone needs you to have the breakthrough. Someone needs you to push past the boulders. Someone needs you to share your struggle into your success. So maybe that's where you guys are. If you're not, you'll be there one day. I promise. Before every conference Marcus is on, he can tell you, before every Embrace Your Ambition event, there are freaking boulders. And I swear they get bolder. They get bolder. They get bigger. I don't know why I laughed at that so hard. Sometimes I'm funny. They get bigger before every single one. They get harder before every single one. Because I know what's going on. Either the enemy's trying to stop us, or God is trying to change us to make sure we are prepared for the breakthrough that he has in store. Either way, I'm going to use those boulders for my good. I'm going to use those boulders to learn and to grow. I'm going to use those boulders as momentum. You will not stop me if you're throwing boulders in my path, y'all, because I know how to embrace them. I know what comes next. The breakthrough. That's it. So embrace the boulders. Know that the boulders might hurt, but they will make you into who you need to be to accept the breakthrough at the top. That's it. They will make the breakthrough even more sweet. So let me know in the chat, you guys, are you guys in the boulders? Are you embracing the boulders? Are you trying to step away from the boulders? What's it look like for you? Are you climbing them? Are you turning back? What's going on? Talk to us and let us know, because we at Ashley Faye Designs are a group of women, and now Marcus and soon Alex, right? That want to support you, that want to make sure that you are standing at the top of the crags with us, that you push through the boulders, because we need you to, because your kids need you to, because someone is watching you. Whether you believe it or not, you have influence on people. That's a mistake so many people make, and I used to too. We think that because we don't have 86,000 followers or 1,000 followers, that we aren't influential. We are not an influencer. You are. You have influence on people. Someone is waiting on you to push past the boulders, to embrace them, to grow from them, and to hit your breakthrough. They are, I promise you, whether it is your child that you're going to leave a legacy in, whether it's a stranger watching, whether it's a hater watching, because Marcus said this last night, haters are just confused supporters. Often the haters watch us more than our supporters do. Whoever it is, someone is waiting for you to embrace the boulders, become who you need to be, and reach your breakthrough. You are influencing people. Michelle's embracing huge boulders. Keep embracing them. Keep embracing them. What can you learn from them? How can you grow from them? Sometimes, like I told you guys, and I got to go in a minute. Sometimes it is the enemy because he's trying to stop us from stepping into our purpose. Sometimes it is God because he needs us to fall into him so that we can become who we are made to be. Either way, fall into him, right? Fall into him, let him guide you, and keep pushing every step. It's one step at a time. That's it. That's what it takes. You'll figure it out. It'll come to fruition, the breakthrough. You'll get there. I just got a new phone because it's so pretty. It says, I'm going to see a victory, for the battle belongs to you, Lord. Isn't it cute? Because I literally, every time I'm in the boulders, I tell myself that. The victory is coming because the battle's won. It's not mine. It's his. The battle's won. The victory is coming as long as I keep going. As hard as it is to keep going, you have got to remember that. The victory is coming. Everything that you have promised is yours. You just got to keep taking the steps. So I love you guys. I got to take Miss Kennedy to school. Last day of school this week for her. And then, Mom's weekend, we're going to go hiking, and they keep calling it Mom's weekend. They're so cute. We're not going to do the crags yet because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am not ready for that one. But we have to do this every year because if y'all are like me, look, during the winter, I put on some extra, poundage to keep warm, right? Like I have to keep warm. I live in Colorado. Okay. So working out in the winter is just not something that happens for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. So once it starts getting warm, we can't just start off with the crags or, hiking up Pikes Peak. Oh no, we're going to start with the canyon. Man, why can I not think of what it's called? The canyon. It's the canyon. I don't know, but it's out by our house. And there are a little bit of inclines up and down, but it is not, some ginormous hike. So we have to start small and work our way up to those bigger ones. And we will get there by the summer, but I can't do the crags at this moment. I'm not gonna lie to you. Listen, I'm not sure. It happens every year. It's never gonna not happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, this is my life. This is what I do. Now I'm gonna go hiking this weekend, start small, work my way up. It'll be fun. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys being on. I know that Facebook doesn't like to push out when I go live from Zoom. So I do appreciate those of you that are on. If you guys, tag people that need to hear it or anything, I would appreciate that. And just know that more inspiration, more hope, more motivation is about to come to Ashley Faye Designs. And we love you guys. And I am absolutely cheering for you, whether you are in the boulders, whether you are on top of the mountain, or you're still in the valley and you haven't had to go there yet. But if you are in the valley, you go there, okay? Anticipate the shadows is something my church says a lot. As you climb the mountain, shadows, I like to call them boulders, will be thrown at you. But don't stay in the valley, because that's not where we're meant to be. We're meant to become who God wants us to be. We're meant to become the person that's standing on the mountain. So anyway, I know, Marcus, like I was telling them that you and I are going to start doing some lives on here. And so it's going to be really cool. And I hope that, we can bring you guys inspiration just like we do with the Embrace Your Ambition family. One of my main goals for Marcus and I speaking and on here more is to really inspire and motivate you guys, but also to pave the way for the ladies you're already seeing to come on and do the same. Because I know that they all have such a story, and we get a little bit wrapped up in the product part and the boutique side and the selling part. And I want to break that mold, and I want to allow them to share who they are and share their story. And so that's kind of a goal for me is for Marcus and I, to really pave that way and to kind of come in that way. So I love you guys. My kid's going to be late to school because I talk too long. I ramble sometimes, but I get really excited when I get to pour into amazing people like the people that are on this page. This community that is on this page is unlike any other community. It may have been built during COVID, but what we share, how we encourage each other, how we believe that there's room for every single person at the top, you won't find that other places. It's special. And I believe that. And I love You might find that some other places like Embrace Your Ambition, shameless plug, but I love what we built. I love you guys for supporting us. And I hope you guys have a super, super blessed day. I'll probably get on tomorrow because I literally have another story that's so in my heart. But I love you guys. Have a blessed weekend. Happy Mother's Day this weekend to all the mothers. I hope you guys have a great, great weekend, and bye. Let me just share this with you guys. I never know how to end the live. Okay. It's been a thing since day one. I can never find the end button. I see it now. So this is for real. Okay. Have a great day. Embrace the boulders. Keep going. Okay. Because you're so close. I love you guys. Bye. Lost the end button. There it is. Bye.